Good morning. It's Cami. How are you guys this morning? I am dialing in from my home office. I hope you guys are getting up, getting ready. I actually made myself my big cup of tea. So get a beverage, sit down. We're going to chat for a minute. Let me know if you're here. Let me know what you're doing. But we're going to be talking today about work-life balance and this lovely new utopia that we're living in. Anyway, good morning. So we are in our household. We have both me, my husband, and my three kids, and we're all here together. My husband's working pretty much full time right now, and so am I. During this break, we are staying home with this shutdown in Houston around the coronavirus. So I just want to talk about work-life balance. So let me know where you are. Tell me if you're working from home, if you're working from work, if you are, who's in the household with you. It'd be good to know. And then we can just talk a little bit. So if you go ahead and comment, I can actually see the comments coming in from wherever you are watching. I can see them coming into StreamYard. So I use StreamYard as my streaming device, and I've kind of put this together over the years using it for social media breakfast. I also use another one called Blue Jeans, which is like a Zoom-like product. So Zoom is a really good thing to have right now. I just was talking to somebody yesterday about setting up her business from scratch. So I may actually talk about that tomorrow with all the tools that I kind of sent over to her to talk about. So anyway, today I want to talk about work-life balance. And what we're finding is that it's we used to have different cues to end the day, begin the day, those kinds of things. So now we have to manufacture those cues for ourselves. So I don't know if you're finding that too, but like it's tempting just to sleep in and then start working and then work as long as possible. And so we are starting to put those plans into place ourselves. So I will tell you, I'm learning with you as I go with all these new factors. But what I will tell you, working from home for so many years, is that you have to have certain cues during the day that tell you, hey, it's time to do this or that. Or you'll do things like forget to eat. And I still do that from time to time when I like overbook myself around lunch. So I had started to end my bookings like at 11:30, so that I made sure that I took a lunch break, and then I wouldn't start back up again till like 1:30 or 2, and that gave me that margin that you need, because then you can make sure you have your lunch in there somewhere. So that work-life balance becomes really huge. Now, what's cool about working from home is that you can stop and take a nice little walk around the neighborhood. And what I found is that over the years that I feel guilty sometimes doing that, even though it's right outside my door. So let yourself have those moments or those breaks and don't get too stressed out about it. So yesterday, I came, um, my whole day was upended. So after I talked with you guys, I got off. I started with my three things. Yesterday we talked about three things that you want to try to like make yourself a list of three things to accomplish in a day, and make sure they're needle movers, things that are going to bring you forward in your work. So actually, it would be awesome if you guys shared what your three things were. So let me know what they are, and I'll be happy to support you in your three things. Maybe we can support each other. So I had my three things. I put them down, and then we got a call from the pediatrician, and my son had a well visit scheduled for yesterday, and they'd been coming along saying, yes, we're going to have the visits. And I was a little iffy about taking him to a doctor's office, as you can imagine right now. But she called and said, hey, we're going to have all the well visits come in the morning at 9. So right after I got off this call with you guys, I went right away to the doctor's office with him. And then we got him checked up. Brought him back. I missed a meeting because it went longer than I thought it would. And then as soon as I got home with him, that power went out. And the power went out for a good, couple of hours. So it was a little bit rough. I will be honest that the apocalypse is happening, and then the power goes out too. So it was really not fun. But you have to really make sure that you're looking at what do you do around that. So anyway, power went out, and it was time with the kids, That's what I did. I just hung out downstairs with the kids, talked to them. We had lunch and then came back to it. So I think the other part about being productive from home and work-life balance is that you have to be flexible. You have to know that, things aren't necessarily going to go exactly the way you plan them and not be too upset by it or too thrown by it. I did work a little bit extra long last night for that reason. And the kids were fine with that because we weren't really super hungry by 6. So that's the other thing I want to say is that having an ending time is really, 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 really important in this particular environment. In your home, I will tell you, it's easy just to work all the time. And I've done that many, many times, just worked and worked and worked. And then, the kids are like, I'm hungry, mom. So you need to have those cues. And for me, that cue used to be my husband would come home. And I knew he was going to be home by 6. So I'd cut off by 5 so that I could have dinner ready. So that doesn't exist anymore. So now we're going to have to come up with a new cue. Super happy to hear from you if you have any ideas of what that cue could be. So anyway, that is what we're going to do for work-life balance. So number one, you want to definitely get up in the morning and have your space. We talked about that yesterday. Number two, you want to have your 3 things that you want to get accomplished for the day, 3 things for the week, and then 3 things for the day that actually roll up to those things for the week. That honestly, if you got those 3 things accomplished, it would move you forward. It would move the needle in your business or in your life, those 3 things. And then if you get those 3 things done, guys, especially in this environment, is if you're new to working, but even if you're not, even if you're somebody who's been working from home for a long time or a short time, even, the struggle. I mean, you've got to get a certain amount done, but there's just this temptation just to have this huge long list and just keep checking it off. And I do have a nice little electronic calendar. I use ClickUp for that. Me and my team do. And I big shout out to Katie Moreno, who is on my team, who came up with this tool. It is really great. I've always used Asana in the past, which I really do like Asana, but this tool has a lot more capabilities for a cheaper price point than Asana. So we've been using it really to great effect for things like repeating tasks and things like that. It also, you can set up some dependencies, which is all ninja and super complex, but you can set up a dependency. So like once this gets done, so I've set up all of our billing procedures through that for the agency and things like that. So that when I do a piece, then it sends it over to Margaret, who's our accounting person, and then she can do that piece. And then it comes back to me for another piece. So, that's a really, really helpful tool. And that gets it out of my brain. So that's really the thing, is that your brain can only actually absorb so much stuff during that. You have a capacity in your brain every day of decision-making capacity. And there's some brain science around that. But basically, by midday or so, you need a break. You need a break in order to be making great decisions. And you can't just keep pushing through. And even if you think you can, what's happening is you're actually lowering your productivity rate by doing so. So remembering that, and then just taking a break, taking a walk, resting for a few minutes, 20-minute naps. I mean, those are amazing. They actually work really well for rejuvenating. So when I'm completely spent, I'll just set a timer in my phone for 20 minutes, lay down on my bed. I've gotten really good at just doing, even if you don't fall all the way to sleep, just that rest period, get up. So I think that's really important for us to think about this, especially with all the stress around this, especially if you're watching news coverage and stuff of what's going on in the world. This can be a very stressful time. So I think having those rest periods in your day as you go along is great. So, anyway, what time is it? Okay, 10 minutes. I'm trying to keep these to about 15 minutes. I'm going to have some guests coming on later. I've decided to do this probably for at least 3 weeks. I have it scheduled out on my calendar for 3 weeks. And then after that, I don't know. We'll see. I'll see if you guys like this. I'd love to know if you think these are worthwhile. Definitely leave a comment, but I want to hear about what you're doing. I want to support you. I see nothing from anybody yet. I see no comments that have come in yet, but hopefully, you'll come in here during the day, and I'll be checking this periodically throughout the day as well. So, let me know. Let me know what you're doing. Tell me your 3 things that you're going to get accomplished today, and tell me how you're going to build in work-life balance into your new reality. If it's new, and if you have like some great tips because you've been doing it for a long time, leave them here too. I'd love to hear those as well. So, anyway, just wanted to drop in, say hi, and give you those very short tips. And tomorrow, I'm going to go ahead and dive into how to start your business and all of the tools you'd need. Like if I had to start over again today, what I would do. So I'm going to give you all of those tools and pretty much free, to almost not expensive at all. And I did it yesterday for a friend of mine who's looking to start her online business. So I'm going to share that with you. So anyway, take care and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.